Well, I'm not in a great mood right now, guys, and if you want to know why, well, stick around to the question of the day. But this is a battle against Scep Gandy, which took place last week. This is a monocolor battle, and I'm actually going to go ahead and pick red. He is going to pick blue, but of course, shinies apparently count, so he's going to be able to bring that shiny Sceptile, his namesake Pokemon. So this is going to be a pretty interesting battle through and through, I think. Interesting color matchups. Neither of us used like blue, which is completely broken, so that's always good for monocolor. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and lead with Heatran, and Gandy's gonna go ahead and lead with the Sand Slash, which is interesting because I'm not entirely sure he has a way to activate Slush Rush, and you know I'm gonna be faster unless he's like Scarfed or something. So I'm just gonna go for a Magma Storm, and that is X4 effective. I was kind of afraid of a Sash or like a Scarf, but nope, he's just gonna let it die, so I'm more than fine with that. But in comes Gandy Gator, his Feraligatr. I do have the Gracium Z with the Bloom Doom, so I'm just going to go for it, but it looks like he's actually expecting that, scouting for it, in fact, going out into his Sceptile to take the Bloom Doom, so that was a pretty nice hard switch there by Scep Gandy to prevent losing two of his Pokemon to my Heatran, who can probably take an unboosted Waterfall, I'd like to say, or I think I can get Liquidation now. I might be able to get Liquidation now. Either way, I think I could take at least one. No, so I'm going to go ahead and Bloom Doom that instead. Now, this is obviously going to be a Mega Sceptile, and yeah, there is the Mega Evolution, and usually these things can be mixed, or they can be really physical, special, or mixed. They're not really they're not really in a box, but unfortunately, I was kind of hoping it was going to be special. But he does carry the Earthquake, so down goes my Heatran. Makes me kind of sad. I just wanted to sit with the rocks, but not going to happen this time. But I do have Buzzwole, an absolutely terrifying Pokemon when Scarfed, which it is. And he is going to go ahead and switch out. He goes out into Gandydos, his Gyarados, which actually checks quite a few of my Pokemon. And gets that Intimidate, which is going to be really good, and my Leech Life after being resisted. And that is actually not going to do that much, despite Buzzwole's amazing attack stat. But that's that, so I'm just going to have to switch out. I go out into my Rotom now, Rotom Wash, who is red, yeah, I'm just going to get Toxic for my trouble, so that kind of sucks. It's actually a bulky Rotom, so it doesn't really want to take a Toxic that much. Like with a Scarf Rotom, you can kind of like, whatever. But this is going to be annoying because it's going to limit the amount of turns I can really do things. So in comes Latios now, and I end up just going for a Will-O-Wisp. I was kind of hoping that he would come back in on maybe, like, I don't know, his Sceptile, which already revealed to have some physical moves, so I was actually kind of really hoping for that, considering his Mega Sceptile does have Lightning Rod, so I thought he would predict a Volt Switch or something, so I guess not, though. Instead he goes into Latios, which is a really good move, because, yeah, it's going to avoid his Sceptile getting burned, so, yeah, so, he's just going to go for a Shadow Ball now as I go into my Scizor, and of course he gets the crit, so that's just great. Brings my Scizor below half, and, yeah, this is Mega Scizor. I am going to Mega Evolve as he goes back into his Gyarados now to get the Sweet Intimidate, and I actually just go for the Bullet Punch. Wait, no. Is this Scarfed? Wait, no, this is not my Mega. This is just a regular Choice Banded Scizor. That's right, I eventually decided against Mega Scizor, and decided to go for Mega Latios instead. So I think it's Mega Latios. I don't remember. I go for the Bullet Punch, it doesn't do anything. Go into my Rotom Wash, and that is going to, yeah, take that okay. But, yeah, the Gyarados is going to switch out. I really need to hurt that Gyarados. Once I get rid of that Gyarados, he doesn't really have a check for my Buzzwole anymore. This time I will Volt Switch. I saw that he wasn't eager to go into Sceptile earlier, and I don't think he wants to do it now because he doesn't. Now that I revealed the burn, but I'm just going to go to my Rhyperior. This is a little earlier than I wanted to go into my Rhyperior, but I'm pretty sure I can live an Ice Beam. If he has Surf, I'd be in trouble. This is a Weakness Policy Rhyperior, and as you can see, does activate. Increasing my stats, and I get off a Rock Polish now, so that's going to increase my speed. So this is the deadly setup I was hoping for, and I'm just going to go ahead and nail this Latios. Unfortunately, I don't have a 100% accuracy move to hit that Latios. He's going to go into Gyarados here, which is a good move, but even resisted to this Mega Horn at +1, it's going to do some nice damage to that Gyarados, and I really got the damage I needed. Unfortunately, I'm going to go, of course, miss with the Mega Horn. My only other move that could have hit this Gyarados, because I do have Earthquake on this, obviously, is Stone Edge, and that's at even worse accuracy. So, Rhyperior, I would say you didn't do anything yet again, but he actually did do something, because, yeah, he brought this thing to a point that my Leech Life can go ahead and take care of it. So, Buzzwole gonna come in here and be a god, eat that Gyarados, and now he's in trouble because I get Beast Boost, and he has lost all of his Pokemon that can take that, and he's going to go on a Latios here, I guess hoping I'm not Scarfed, but I am Scarfed. So Scep Gandy, gonna go ahead and eat that Latios now. It's delicious, delicious Latios. And down it goes. And now I'm at +2 attack, and it'll be interesting to see if Scep Candy has anything for this Buzzwole. So in comes this Metagross, who of course isn't weak to Leech Life, but it's neutral, so I'm just gonna go for it. Metagross has very good physical attack, but physical defense, but so does Buzzwole. He's gonna go for that Meteor Mash. In fact, he said it was actually Choice Banded, I think he said. So it does less than half of a Choice Banded Metagross. Pretty insane. Gonna eat the Buzzwole, and now Buzzwole is just off to the races with Beast Boost. And yeah, what was an interesting chess match in at first. Yeah, now Buzzwole is just gonna go ahead and eat. Thanks to actually the work of Rhyperior to take down that Gyarados, who was a huge problem. And yeah, this Sceptile is going to get eaten. But yeah, so this is going to go ahead and give me a little bit of extra time to go through my rant. So apparently it was revealed today, some new Sword and Shield information actually revealed on Nintendo Treehouse, which yeah, it's a thing they do to you know, show us some of the Sword and Shield gameplay. But it was revealed that while, you know, the replacement for Pokemon Bank, Pokemon Home, will be able to store all the Pokemon, you're not going to be able to transfer any Pokemon to Sword and Shield that isn't in the Galar Dex. And the reason that they put forth for this is, and this is a tweet, there's many sources, but this is a tweet confirming the same thing. I'll leave a link to the Nintendo Treehouse video in the description if you want to go ahead and check it out for yourself. But this infuriates me. So basically, only Sword and Shield Pokemon will be able to be transferred. So, yeah, my words cannot describe it. If you're a fan, this is the death of competitive Pokemon for the Switch, I think. I mean, this before it even begins. You have to be infuriated, even if you're just a casual fan, you're a collector. Part of the mainstays of the Pokemon series, the thing you could always count on is that forward compatibility, being able to put your Pokemon into the future generations. Now, the closest thing I can think of that they've done this in the past is Generation 3. Obviously, you couldn't put Generation 1 and 2 Pokemon in there due to a lot of reasons, but all of the Pokemon were still in the game data. This doesn't sound like it permanent. Like, my optimistic side wants me to believe that, hey, this is just like pre-bank from Sun and Moon, but he specifically said it isn't going to be, or at least he didn't. I mean, he mentioned Sun and Moon by name, as in Sun and Moon you can transfer Pokemon, not in the Alola Dex to Pokemon Sun and Moon, but in Pokemon Sword and Shield there will be no option. And as you can imagine, the community is just really, really angry about this right now. So many people are kind of infuriated. If you actually go to that video, it has way more dislikes than your normal Nintendo official video. And just people just outraged by this change. I mean, it really makes no sense. I mean, no one really saw this coming. And for a game that I thought was looking really, really good, like Sword and Shield, I was really hyped about it. Like I had not seen a single thing that made me like bummed out by it. Like, you know, the previews of X and Y and Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, there were things like I really wasn't a fan of. Eventually came around to. Maybe I'll come around to this change as well. I mean, they have to include it at some point. They cited development time of being able to, create the new graphics for the Pokemon. There's also, in my opinion, they're trying to balance VGC around this meta with, I don't even know what to do. Like, obviously, I'm going to do Sword and Shield battles. But I don't really know what else to, like, do outside from that, you know? It's like, what do I move the NGDL over? Well, it depends. I mean, there needs to be an expansive amount of Pokemon in that Galar region Pokedex for me to move like my league, because it's like, if it only has 300 Pokemon, you can't really do it. You can't do a league like I've done. I mean, it's just baffling to me, this change. Like, nobody wants this. Everybody is up in arms about it. It's crazy. I mean, do I use Pokemon Showdown for the NGDL? Do I just keep it on Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon? Because it sounds like, we have, over 800 species on Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. How many are going to be in Sword and Shield? If the more expansive game is Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I'd be crazy to move it to Sword and Shield. Now, I mean, there's maybe some, maybe they're getting around to it. Maybe it'll be a DLC. Personally, I think we're screwed until, Sword and Shield 2 or whatever the next game is on this console. Maybe that'll include the Forgotten Species, but, either due to Backlash, because the Backlash will be big on this, or, there was their plan all along. I really wish they didn't rush the development of Sword and Shield. I mean, this is like a core gameplay. I mean, we're going from so many options in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon that it's going to be hard to imagine a metagame in Sword and Shield without all these options. I mean, it'll be interesting, like Pre-Bank was in Sun and Moon. A nice change of pace, perhaps. Like, I really actually did enjoy Pre-Bank Sun and Moon. But yeah, if it's more on a permanent basis, it's really going to hurt my long-term interest in playing Sword and Shield. So yeah, leave a comment about that, guys. What do you feel? How do you tell me your outrage, or maybe you're on a little more of optimistic side, calm, state of mind. Tell me why it's not going to be that bad. I'm all ears. I'm going to be furious. I mean, if they're going to do this, whatever. But that regional Pokedex better have at least 600 species to justify this. Like, honestly, I don't know why. Okay, I'm just going to continue my rant. The easiest solution. Okay, so you have like these development time. Why not just cut the pre-evolutions, right? So you can't transfer pre-evus of some Pokemon not outside the Galar region, but at least put the time in to, put the final forms of all the Pokemon. Like, I guess you don't really need Bulbasaur, Ivysaur. It means you can't breed on those games, but whatever. But at least let me to transfer Venusaur into that game. Right? I mean, wouldn't that be a better solution? And maybe you can, add the pre-evus again later. It's just baffling to me. So many things. It just, I hate it. So yeah, guys, go ahead and leave a comment about that. I think this is more of a rant video than a battle at this point, so let me know. See you guys again next time. And heavy-hearted goodbye from TheKillerNacho for now.